This short video concerns the issue of alimony and dissolution of marriage actions. The issue of alimony can be a large and contentious issue in divorce cases. Alimony is a financial award payable by one spouse to the other spouse, which is typically paid periodically, such as monthly. Alimony is designed to assist the daily support of the recipient spouse. In very general terms, alimony is support awarded when it is equitable to require it, when one spouse has the ability to pay it, and when the other spouse has a reasonable need for it. Alimony is not awarded in every divorce case. Predicting a future alimony obligation is often more difficult and less precise than predicting a future child support obligation. There is no predetermined mathematical formula for determining an alimony obligation, as there is with child support. An accurate analysis typically must take dozens of factors into consideration and usually requires an attorney with many years of divorce experience. A list of specific factors which must be considered by a court when considering and fashioning an alimony award are listed in Florida Statute Chapter 61.08, and they include the following: the standard of living established during the marriage, the duration of the marriage, the age and physical and emotional condition of each party, the financial resources of each party, including both the non-marital and marital assets and liabilities distributed to each. See the equitable distribution section of this website to better understand that. Next, when applicable, the time necessary for either party to acquire sufficient education or training to enable such party to find appropriate employment. The contribution of each party to the marriage, including, but not limited to, services rendered in homemaking, child care, education, and the career building of the other party. All sources of income available to either party, and, the last catch-all section, any other factor necessary to do equity and justice between the parties. There are several different types of alimony which can be awarded in Florida, which are, first, temporary alimony. This is support paid during an ongoing dissolution of marriage action, which terminates at the conclusion of the case. This type of alimony is intended to assist the recipient during the dissolution of marriage action and is meant to be a temporary safety net, keeping the recipient from being starved out during the divorce action. It is often, but not always, replaced by another type of alimony when the case is concluded. Second type of alimony is transitional alimony or bridge-the-gap alimony. This is support paid for a short period of time, usually 2 years or less, which allows a recipient spouse to adjust to a changing financial situation. This type of support is usually awarded when a party does not qualify for any other type of alimony, and it can be used to ease the transition into a new career or some other transition in life. A third type of alimony is rehabilitative alimony. This is support paid, as the name implies, to rehabilitate the recipient spouse into the working world. Rehabilitative alimony is only awarded by a court if the recipient spouse has a realistic and fair rehabilitative plan. Such plans typically run from 1 to 5 years and can include money for educational costs, living expenses for a period of no employment or only part-time employment, and living expenses for a period of temporary low wages during the beginning of a new job or career. A fourth type of alimony is durational alimony. Durational alimony is typically awarded for marriages of between 8 and 17 years. It is awarded when the circumstances do not justify permanent periodic alimony, but they do justify a long-term support award, usually between 5 and 10 years. This durational alimony concept is a new form of alimony which was first codified in Florida in 2010. Accordingly, how and when it will be applied by the courts is still somewhat of an unknown at this time. A fifth type of alimony is referred to as permanent alimony, also permanent periodic alimony. This is long-term support. Permanent periodic alimony only ends for certain upon the death of the payor, the death of the recipient, or the marriage of the recipient. Permanent periodic alimony may also be modified or eliminated based upon a substantial change of circumstances, which the court determines is justification for doing so. This change may be the need component or the ability to pay component which originally justified the alimony. Accordingly, while this form of alimony is initially intended to last either for a very long time or forever, its actual duration will depend upon the future circumstances of the parties. An alimony award can potentially have several different components. The first of the components is the monthly or other periodic payment, which is often referred to as the basic obligation. Then there can also be life insurance and health insurance components. Life insurance is sometimes provided so that alimony or financial support will continue if the alimony payor predeceases the alimony recipient. Many different issues are often involved with an alimony award, such as taxability of the award, trade-offs with equitable distribution, and insurance, just to name a few. A discussion of these associated issues is beyond the scope of this video. I hope that you have found this short video helpful. This website, tampadivorcenow.com, if you are not currently visiting the site, contains several other written statements and videos about the most common areas of family law in Florida. They are all logically and concisely written to maximize the flow of useful information to you as quickly and efficiently as possible. Feel free to navigate them as you see fit. I am David Anton, a third-generation Tampa attorney that has predominantly practiced family law for nearly 30 years. It's not just my job or even my career. It is my calling. For a thorough initial consultation, feel free to call my office at 813-443-5249. Thank you, and I wish you the best in navigating your family law issues.